Hey, what's up everybody? Today I have a terrible movie to talk about. I've been pretty lenient about saying that movies are bad, like within the past few movies that I've reviewed, but this movie hurt me on an emotional level. Let's just get into it. So this is gonna be my rant. This is going to be spoilers. Like, I'm just gonna be talking about the whole movie. Not like you should watch it anyway, but if you did want to see it, this will have spoilers in it. So yeah, let's just go. So this movie starts off like any other Robert Rodriguez movie. I feel like he's directed like the Spy Kids movies and Shark Boy and Lavagirl, and I feel like those have like very normal beginnings where, you know, the kid's just doing normal stuff. And in this case, it's Misty. So Misty, or not Misty, that's Pokemon. Missy wakes up and is getting ready for school. She's like, oh, what outfit should I wear? Like all that kind of stuff. So what you can like quickly assume from just like the beginning of the movie, Missy's dad is a superhero. He's like a really big superhero who's like the leader of this group, whose name I didn't even bother to remember. And you know, Missy doesn't have any powers that we know of. I'm sure it'll probably come up at some point in like a future movie or something, but basically the day something goes wrong as always, and they pull her, the agency that her dad works for, they pull her out of school and they put her in this like underground base thing with all these other like superhero kids to make sure that they're safe and they can't be taken as hostages or whatever. So then we meet the main cast of this movie, which as like young actors, I don't want to bash them for bad acting. You know, there's a lot of factors that could have been put into this, whether it was like the director just giving them bad direction, or they just don't know how to act, or I don't know what's going on there. Like at the beginning it seems like okay, whatever, they're just like a little quirky, like that's Spy Kids, like, you know, that's not too out of left field. But as the movie progresses, you see just like it's just weird. Like I don't know if they weren't committed or if like they were uncomfortable by something, but it just felt weird watching the whole time. For example, there is a girl whose like superpower is like singing, and she can sing like super high or super low, and like she can make things float if it's super low and super high. I guess just hurt everybody's ears. But her introduction is literally just her walking up and like singing like "We can be heroes," and I'm like, what? That's just the worst introduction you could do for a character, just like in any movie generally. Like even if in Pitch Perfect, like I feel like Bella is the perfect character to like kind of rep the audience, because she is totally like new to the whole singing sphere. So you walk in, you see somebody just singing like it's a normal day in like High School Musical land, like, you know, you're gonna be like rolling your eyes like, okay, like I don't know. And for people who haven't seen Pitch Perfect, just imagine you're in college again, if you've already graduated, or you're in college, and first day you're in history class, your professor comes in, we're gonna learn about history, like you, like that would just suck. Like you'd be like, oh my god, I need to drop, is it too late, I need to drop. Like it would just, it just puts a bad taste in your mouth. Luckily that character is like cool and like I like her, but that introduction is terrible. It's just bad. Like I understand that's what your power is, but you don't just gotta do it off the bat. Like you don't just meet freaking you don't meet the Human Torch and he's like, hi, nice to meet you, flame on. Like no, like he doesn't do that. You just chill out with that. And then we meet the other character whose name is memorable for reasons I'll get to later on. Her name is Oho, and Oho doesn't speak. She like communicates through these drawings that people are just like, oh, she's like a really good artist, which if you look at the stuff she draws, it's like she draws okay for her age. But the special thing about her drawings is that they predict the future, which nobody caught on to in that whole group somehow. I guess they really don't communicate with her. But Oho is kind of like the oddball in the group, not just because she doesn't speak, but she's like dressed like way too old for her age. Which I did like, I noticed that when we were first introduced to her character, but I'm like, whatever, like maybe that's her quirk or whatever, since she can't talk. And then we go through some other characters, and then we meet Guppy, and Guppy's supposed to be Shark Boy and Lavagirl's kid. And I feel like throughout this whole movie, she really gets sidelined. This movie was advertised as like a sequel to Shark Boy and Lavagirl, so you're either expecting to see like a lot of Shark Boy and Lavagirl, or since they talked about their kid, you're expecting to see a lot of the kid. And like, Guppy's there, but like she doesn't really do a whole lot the whole movie, which is unfortunate. But yeah. So after the kids are done like being introduced to each other and stuff, Oho has this picture that like shows that the aliens are like going to be, did I mention the aliens? No, I did not. But basically the aliens are the reason for the kids being pulled out of school. Like there's a somewhat alien invasion going on, and that's all you need to know. I think I did, but it's not like they're really that important in this movie, honestly. But she draws a picture showing like the aliens busting into that room and like trying to kidnap the kids or whatever. So Missy gets up in front of everybody. She's like, hey, like we need to make a plan to get out of this room. Things are gonna be bad. So they make a plan, they're able to escape, and then for some reason, instead of telling the adults outside, like the way they escape is they like beat up some security and like get out of the room. Like they could have told the adults outside, like, hey, like there are gonna be aliens like busting into this room. Like we tried to tell the security guards and they didn't listen to us, so we did all that stuff. But that doesn't happen. They just like run away and don't tell anything to anybody and leave this compound or whatever. So they get on this like little ship and end up crashing at Missy's grandmother's house, and Missy's grandma like trains all the heroes and stuff. So they have that was actually like a pretty boring training montage, honestly. But it's just like them like getting ready for this big fight that's supposed to be happening or whatever. So their training gets interrupted by aliens they like figure out where they are, so they like break everything up and they end up running away and getting into this like alien ship that was parked in this big field that who knows I don't know. They get into this big ship and they end up going to like the mothership of the like alien armada, I guess. So when they get on the ship, they're like looking around, like I don't know what they're looking for, but they're looking around, and they see the president of the United States, who had made the announcement like, oh no, the aliens are here, like everybody like get ready, I don't know. And then they see the lady who was running the hero agency, and then they see like some other adults or whatever, and they see that like, you know, like that's kind of weird, which is basically like, hey, like they're in on this crap too or whatever. Turns out they're aliens. So then they find the kids, like round them up together and like throw them back in this cell. And then I can't believe I forgot to mention this part because I just found this really ridiculous, but there are two kids named Fast Forward and Rewind, and together, if they use their powers, they can like time travel and do like similar stuff like that. And they're standing together in this cell, and the agency lady's like, oh, separate them, like they're too powerful together. So one of her henchmen walks over and then just like pushes Rewind to the side, and that was their form of separation. Oh man, it's just bad. So of course it doesn't take long for them to like figure out a way to escape the cell, which is honestly like really weird. They make Guppy make a water key out of everyone's tears, like getting people to cry about stuff. Like I don't know, because they take Guppy's water away, and she's like a water bender kind of, but I did not enjoy that. I did not. But yeah, they make a key, unlock their cell from the inside somehow, and they escape, and then they fight a bunch of like adults, and then there's like a round 2 where they're like alien adults, and they're somehow able to beat them easily as children. But yeah, that they go on, and oh my gosh, I really didn't like this movie. So then they go on, and they make it down to this like the center of the ship, I guess, where there's this like big pyramid, which when I saw that, I'm like, you know, I didn't really see a room that was as big as like the room where the adults were being held, because like you can kind of see they like do different cuts in between to see like, oh, this is where the parents are at and they're talking. They're like, oh my god, my kids, oh, I need you. And the room was pretty big, and I'm like, there is nowhere else they could be besides in that pyramid. So I don't know what the frick is going on with that, but okay. But they end up walking into that room, and they're like, we gotta stop the alien takeover or whatever, which I don't even know if whenever they mentioned that, but now the aliens are taking over. And Oho turns out to be an alien, surprise, surprise. And so she starts this big attack by like drawing things, and then they like come to life. Like, she never did that before. Like, she could have, I don't know. It was weird. So they do this big fight, and of course, Oho's plans are thwarted. So then, like, the adults and Oho and, like, well, not all the adults, but, like, the president and the agency lady and, like, their minions or whatever. Like, they meet up with Oho, and so they're all standing there talking. And they're like, what? How did you beat our plan or whatever? So there's this, like, emo-ish kid who really has no... like, I didn't like him for most of the movie because he was just like acting out just to act out for some reason, but he has the ability to like use any power, but because he can't concentrate, like it doesn't really work until the end of the movie, of course. And then there's this other kid who can like shapeshift kind of, but just like mainly his face. So they like switch places and are able to like turn these computers off or whatever to stop the takeover. And I thought that was probably the best writing of the whole movie until Missy's like, yeah, I came up with this plan because I was looking through Oho's drawings, and there was a picture of Oho with freaking alien tentacles. I'm like, so you made this plan because Oho tattled on herself? Oh man, it was just bad. Like, what? That doesn't make sense why she would draw that if she knew that they were looking at her freaking iPad, but whatever. Then that doesn't even matter because it turns out, oh, there's not really going to be an alien takeover, you know, we were just helping you guys get ready to take over like the agency and become the next like hero agent peoples. So they're just basically getting ready to replace their parents because I guess they're all retiring at the same time. I don't know. It was so like, oh, it was so bad. It was so bad. Like, you did not have to fake a freaking alien invasion to tell them, hey, like, you guys need to get ready. You're gonna be, you're big kids now, you know? You're gonna have to replace us at some point. But that's what they did. And, like, the best news of all is that they are making a sequel for this freaking movie. The standards are low for children's entertainment, apparently. And it was like, at this point, I was really questioning, was Shark Boy and Lavagirl that good? Or was it just my childhood brain was mush? So I had to rewatch Shark Boy and Lavagirl like right after I watched this movie. And it was much, much better than We Can Be Heroes, thank the Lord. I'm not saying it was like the best movie ever or perfect or anything, but as a children's film, it was so much better than We Can Be Heroes. So if you guys want to like show your kids a children's movie or like a Robert Rodriguez children's movie, whatever, I would stick to Shark Boy and Lavagirl and just forget that there was ever a sequel. Or like the Spy Kids or something. That movie was just bad. I don't even know if kids would really enjoy that. There was not a whole lot of action really, at least not good action. I didn't like it and I was very disappointed in Robert. Come on, man. Come on. I would call you by your last name to show respect, but that was bad. And then you're gonna make a sequel that is probably going to be just as bad. Oh my gosh. And I almost forgot the craziest part of this whole movie. So it was hyped up that, you know, Shark Boy and Lavagirl are gonna be in this movie, whatever. Then we see, you know, Taylor Lautner's not going to be reprising his role as Shark Boy, which, you know, that was to be expected. I wasn't too disappointed by that. But Shark Boy never talks at all throughout this whole film. And I'm like, wow, they really did him like that. Like, he just grunts and stuff and like head nods. I'm like, wow. Wow. That's insane. But yeah, I think I'm done talking about this now. I had to get it off my chest. If you guys enjoyed this video, which you would probably enjoy this way more than that movie, please give it a like and subscribe if you're new. Support the channel so we can help keep the community growing. We're going for 100 this year, and I'm actually going to upload. So there's that. But yeah, I'm thinking about doing more, like maybe like going back to the movies that I remember watching and talking about stuff like that. I don't know if I'm gonna review any more kids movies because that was just bad. I might watch the sequel just to see if it's equally as bad, but depending on how bad, we might talk about it again. But yeah, just go watch the original Shark Boy Lavagirl. It's much better, and the kids act like kids. But yeah, that's gonna be it from me. Hope you have a nice evening, morning, or night. Whatever's, enjoy it, and I'll see you in the next one.